Ready? Hi, everybody. Um, Thank you for whoever is out there. Today is going to be a very special opening. I'm dedicating the first part of my program to two of our residents that recently have left us. Francoise Miller and Doris Beach were both residents that sang at my programs at different times, and I'm going to play the pieces that they sang. I think you'll recognize both, as maybe you heard these songs sung by these residents. They were wonderful women. They love music, and this is for them. So that was a tribute to those women, and I kind of lost it there in the middle of the White Cliffs of Dover, because that's where Doris, she had a friend who lived there, and she talked about her love and her connection. She grew up in England, of course, went through the war in England, and the White Cliffs of Dover meant so much more than a song to her. I'm just going to play Sunny Side of the Street. Sunny Side of the Street. The lyrics there, Dorothy Fields was responsible for that. Jimmy McCune was the composer. There weren't many women that were involved in writing or composing back in the 1930s, but this was her. She can be famous. She is famous for the words for Sunny Side of the Street. I've got a crush on you, want to have something Gershwin. I don't feel like a program's quite complete without certain contributions, and certainly Gershwin is a big one. And he and Ira put this together. I've got a crush on you. Short and sweet. Also, something from Les Mis has become, it's just so beautiful, their music from Les Mis. This is the piece I've chosen, is On My Own. And I'd like to just wipe my nose for a minute, please. Embarrassing. on my own again. I'm going to put this up here for a moment. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. It's become something of an anthem. It was performed by Madonna in 1996 musical of the film Evita. And it chronicles the life and the times, as many of you know, of Argentina's favorite first lady, favorite first daughter, Eva Perón. She was a second wife of Juan Perón. She was an illegitimate child. She grew up in humble beginnings in rural Argentina and moved to the capital, Buenos Aires, to pursue a career in entertainment and the arts. Then she went on to marry Juan Perón, who would become the president of Argentina. And at first he was the Hugo Chavez to the people. And he gradually got in with the wrong bunch, and he became, it was during the Nazi times, and he became just kind of another South American thug. That's at least what I read. But this is not about him. It's about the work she did for women, for the poor. She was loved, championed the workers' rights, and she died tragically of cancer at age 33. So this is really the song that commemorates the best part of those presidential times that she was the First Lady. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, from Evita. Cry for me, Tina. I read about Deep River. I played Deep River with Donna as a duet. And everybody almost in the world knows about Deep River as a spiritual. There's 3 kinds of spirituals. And 2 of them are a bit more upbeat. This falls into the category of a slower, more soulful piece. It speaks of hope, of the suffering that the slaves had in the plantations. It came out of the plantations, like the spirituals, the African American spirituals had their roots there, and they were so much more than just song. They kept them alive and working for hope. It eventually became language for people to know when they can escape, when the trains that taking the African Americans to the north, they had messages and signs in their music. Marian Anderson, you may come to mind when you hear this. She was denied by the Daughters of the American Revolution. Did not give her permission to sing in a mixed audience, interracial audience, and this so outraged Eleanor Roosevelt, because at the time she was a member of DAR as well as the First Lady. And she eventually resigned from the DAR because of this. So many people were outraged. Let's see if I've gone on here. It's just very interesting, the story, but later she arranged, with the help of her husband, I'm sure, the president, a recital performance for Ms. Anderson at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And 75,000 people attended that. And it was millions that listened to it on the radio all throughout the country. And she sang Deep River. She sang this song, an old slave song. And years later, Miss Anderson became the first African American who was invited to sing at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. This is just so full. This program is so full of poignant, meaningful stories. That this is one of these slower spirituals, but this is a simple, easy version, but to me it gives a great spirit of that soul. I hope you feel that way. Deep River. Deep River. Jumping very quickly into another genre, another tempo. Ain't Misbehavin'. I played this earlier this year, and I combined it with the song Bidin' My Time. We've been here masked and distanced and isolated. We're coming out of that now, and we're biding our time, and we have no room for misbehaving. So this is kind of, it's hard for us to get into too much trouble. Ain't misbehavin'. Okay, this is going to be the last, it seems like a short program. This is going to be the last piece, and I have something special for you. Hope you'll have as much fun with it as I did. In looking up some of the history for Buttons and Bows, 1948, it was a film called Paleface with Bob Hope, with Roy Rogers, and with Jane Russell. This was too good not to share with you. I'm going to play Buttons and Bows, but it cannot compare to what you're going to be able to see, the movie it came from right here. And Bob Hope is his usual comedic self, while Roy Rogers is the straight guy, the good guy, and it's fun.
East is east and west is west, and the wrong one I have chose. Let's go where you'll keep on wearing those frills.
And flowers and buttons and bows,
Rings and things and buttons and bows.
Tough as nails, hard as bricks, Harvard class of '96.
Don't bury me in this prairie, take me where the cement grows.
Turn it off.
Eastern
Just in the
stuff
video.
ain't nearly rough enough. I'm the brute who's wrecking the jails, chewing the bars and spitting out nails. I was peaches, I was cream, I was captain of the team.
oh, give me a He-Man who's sharp as broken glass.
I was known as Harvard's toughest coot, the scourge of Boston, Mass. Rock 'em, sock 'em, make 'em quit, hit 'em where they know they're hit.
In days gone by, they used to sign for the city fashion shows.
Now I wear coyote underwear. I use bullets to button my clothes and tie my shoes with rattlesnake bows.
Bullets for buttons and snakes for bows?
Well, I'm so mean I hate myself.
Give me Eastern trimming where women are women in high silk hose and peekaboo clothes and French perfume that rocks a room. You're all mine in buttons and
I
bows.
love coffee, I love tea, I love the girls, and I love me.
You're all mine in buttons and bows.
Never made the Harvard crew, won my letter in a canoe.
You're all mine in buttons and bows.
Kissed a girl when I was 10, darned if I ain't ready again.
You're all mine in buttons and
When I was 12, oh what a joy, Mom told me I was a boy.
You're all mine in buttons and bows.
After the dance, we parked in an alley. I wonder what's become of Sally.
You're all mine in buttons and
I'll
bows.
have a great big smack if you give my beanbag back.
You're all mine in buttons and
You're
bows.
a darling, I'm a dandy. Let's chip in for cotton candy.
You're all mine in buttons and bows.
So Wonka has to do a little rearranging on that, but that's where it came from, this Buttons and Bows songs. And it's always good to go to the source to see authentically who did it, and that was Crazy Bob Hope. He was just so full of it and so good. Always you could count on him for a laugh. So here's Buttons and Bows. That's it. Thank you. And I wanted to say one more thing at the beginning, but it didn't seem to fit at the beginning because of the dedication to two wonderful women. That was the most important thing. But March 29th, when you are seeing this, it will be April 1st. But March 29th was World Piano Day. And because there are 88 keys on the piano, this is why World Piano Day takes place on the 88th day of the year. And since 2021 is not a leap year, it means that it will fall on March 29th. But you will not know that on March 29th because you won't see it till a couple days. You'll see this for a couple days. Anyway, just more wonderful stuff that music, I hope, moves your soul, lifts your spirits, and come back again. Come back again. Thank you.